Let's also get you all the updates you need to know on the coronavirus crisis and on the treatment protocol, as convalescent plasma therapy has been dropped now from the treatment guidelines of the Government of India. Why? Because there's little evidence to show that it has actually helped in saving lives. Sneha Murdani breaks down India's treatment protocol now to explain how there's actually very little evidence to show that whichever medicine currently is being used to help manage the infection is actually working effectively.
Plasma therapy has been dropped from India's treatment protocol. Top scientists say this was much needed. Experts say that this has been doing more harm than helping.
By the time antibodies are administered, most patients have gone past the need for additional antibodies. There is also a concern that if plasma is given to someone who's immunosuppressed, that is someone with low immunity, the virus will get a chance to study the antibodies and make adjustments, leading to dangerous variants.
The Indian Council of Medical Research has cited poor evidence, over-reliance on anecdotal evidence which may be misleading, burdening of the healthcare system, unnecessary panic and unreasonable demands for it, as well as the cost of plasma therapy as the main reasons behind the scientific body taking this call. But the government does admit that when it comes to SARS-CoV-2, we have made little progress in finding a treatment.
We've made huge research as far as vaccine is concerned, but developing an antiviral drug has not been that rapid, and that's because viruses are always difficult to treat in terms of developing drugs, because like we've seen, they tend to change, they tend to mutate, and therefore you are really chasing the virus rather than developing strategies.
Factor this in. In India's treatment protocol, whichever medicines are used are repurposed drugs. These drugs are under investigation and there is little evidence to show that they work effectively. Therapies based on low certainty of evidence are ivermectin, which is an anti-parasitic drug, hydroxychloroquine, which is a 100-year-old medicine used for malaria and other ailments, and inhalational budesonide, which is to control wheezing and shortness of breath. Then there are off-label medicines like tocilizumab and medicines that have got emergency use authorization like remdesivir. What about other medications like blood thinners, heparin and steroids? The government says restrict the use and only use when the doctor advises. When the patient is moderately ill, anti-inflammatory or immunomodulatory therapy should be considered. This involves the use of steroids like dexamethasone. Heparin should be used only if there is no contraindication. HRCT chest should be done only if the condition is worsening. Biomarkers like CRP, D-dimer, CBC, KFT, IL-6 are all to be done if the condition is only worsening. The same applies to the patient if he is moved to an ICU. What do we now know about dexamethasone? Well, this is an inexpensive steroid that's being used in India. It modulates the immune response. It helps in treating autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis. It is also used to treat other inflammatory conditions such as allergies, breathing disorders, skin conditions, among others. It was first produced in 1957 and has been in use since 1958. But it can only be used during moderate illness and on doctor's advice. The wrong usage is triggering mucormycosis or black fungus.
Now, indiscriminate use of steroids, as we are seeing of late, is leading on to the increase in the blood sugar levels of a lot of individuals. This makes very easy for the mucor to go and invade the system.
The novel coronavirus has thrown up challenges like never before. Like other countries, India too is using what it has at its disposal at best to manage the infection. In the absence of a definitive treatment for this infection,
it is not unusual for the treatment protocol to change. In fact, there is a possibility that the treatment protocol could change even further in days and weeks to come. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today.